So then I said to her, just because somebody has a particular outcome doesn't necessarily mean they're operating with the correct information or with the right belief system. And I'll give you an example. Let's suppose when you were learning to drive, your driving teacher told you that if you're on the highway and you want to make a left turn, switch into another lane, all you have to do is put your indicator lights on, count to 5, and then switch lanes. Your instructor didn't say you have to look back, didn't say you have to look in the rear view mirror to see who's there. He just said, count to 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then make a left turn, and you'll be okay. Now, you could drive, depending on where you live, on the highway for many years and not run into any trouble with that belief system. The other cars behind you, may make allowances for you, and you can get through for many months, maybe even many years, maybe even your entire life without ever knowing the truth is that that's not the best way to operate a vehicle. I'll give you another example. Let's suppose when you were growing up, your parent or guardian told you whenever you want to cross the street, you look to the left and then you walk across slowly. They didn't say look to the right. They didn't say look for oncoming traffic, look for bikes. They just said look to the left and then cross. Now again, depending on where you live, you could get through your entire life and not run into any trouble with that belief system. So it's possible that someone may have a particular outcome in any area of their life and be operating under faulty assumptions, be operating under faulty belief system. So one thing I'll say is if you're going to follow that person, you should make sure that their belief system is sound. So you have to have the ability to think critically. But at some point, if you're operating under a belief system that is not accurate, it's likely, it's possible, it's probable, again, depending on your context, depending on your situation, where you live, the people you interact with, that at some point that belief system is going to get tested. At some point, you may reach a point where everything you thought was correct, everything you've been led to believe, your belief system was sound, but at some point it meets up with reality, and you might find that everything that you've thought was true is not serving you well. So that's why it's important when you decide to adopt a particular belief system, and in this case, I'm alluding to beliefs about health and diet and healing, that you are sure that they are sound, that you apply some critical thinking skills to determining, and your own experimentation to determine if that belief system is actually sound, is serving you well. Does milk do a body good? Is a whole lot of protein and meat and steroids and antibiotics in your food serving you well? Is that belief system serving you and others? Or are you realizing that everything you've been taught to believe about diet and health and healing isn't actually sound, and there might be another truth that might get you, in a different lane or across the street much safer than the belief system that you've been raised with? Please let me know what you think. Let me know if you've had this discussion with yourself or with others. Let me know if you've run into any belief systems that have been challenged in later years and that you realize you had to change in order to be on the correct path to perfect health, long life, and the fountain of youth. And if you're discovering that your belief system has been faulty to some degree and you'd like to transition to healthier lifestyle, to healthier eating habits, check out the free master shopping list and transition checklist. There'll be a link to that in the description below. Thanks.